Are you still holding on to the guy who dumped you? Seriously? In 2025, with so many women waking up, you're still chasing after a guy who's already made it clear he doesn't want you anymore? Look, holding on to the guy who dumped you is like trying to light a candle in the middle of a hurricane. You'll only get burned. You call it love, but it has a name: self-deception. It is not unrequited love, it is a lack of male self-esteem early. The guy has already moved on with his life. He's already going out, having fun, kissing other people. And you, posting indirect messages on your story and crying to sad music. That's no emotional release. This is sentimental imprisonment. He left you, ignored you, disappeared. And you call that a phase? No. That's a toxic relationship desist. As hope, you say you still feel something? Of course you do. Love illusion, attachment to what it was in the beginning, to what you invented in your head. You need to understand he doesn't love you because those who love care. Those who love choose. Those who love stay. And you know what's worse? They know you're still there. They hold you as a backup plan, as an emotional spare tire. So tell me, how long will you continue to crawl for someone who won't lift a finger for you? If this has already made you take a deep breath, give it a like now and subscribe to the channel, because this conversation will still make you see a lot of things that you refuse to see. Have you ever noticed how we're taught to romanticize abandonment? We grow up hearing that true love expects everything, endures everything, believes everything, but no one tells you what to do when the other person simply walks away and never looks back. And then what's left? The woman there, paralyzed, thinking that persistence is beautiful, that being persistent is a sign of love, that continuing to wait is noble. It's not. It's self-sabotage. The truth is harsh. He's already turned the page. And there you are, rereading the same sentence 1,000 times, trying to understand where you went wrong. But it wasn't you who made the mistake. He was the one who discarded you, coldly, without warning, without explanation. Sometimes even with a "it's not you, it's me," or worse, with cowardly silence. And you're left there making excuses in your head. He's confused. He needs time. He'll come back. But he's not confused, my friend. He just doesn't want to be anymore. And that hurts. But it needs to be said. You know what happens when you insist? You give your heart to someone who no longer even cares about how you are. You send a message, and they see it but don't respond. Or they respond coldly, cutting off the conversation. You post a pretty picture, hoping they'll see it and regret it, but they only like it out of politeness, or not even that. And the worst part, sometimes they like it just to keep you there, trapped, feeding the illusion, and you fall. Because you're still waiting for something that will never come back. Wake up. This isn't proof of love. This is emotional addiction. It's attachment. It's neediness. And yes, it's hard to let go, because deep down, you still believe in that old version of him, that guy from the beginning, the one who was attentive, who listened to you, who told you you were different. But that guy's over. That was just the presentation. The real version of him is the one who left and never looked back. The one who traded you, forgot you, or simply ignored you as if you never existed. And if it hurts to hear this, it's because deep down you already know. You felt it. You've cried into your pillow with your phone in your hand, scrolling through your last conversation, looking for any sign that he still feels something. But the truth is, he feels nothing. And while you feed your hope, he lives. He leaves. He kisses. He laughs. He sleeps peacefully. And there you are, made of leftovers, waiting for crumbs, dreaming of a return that only exists in your head. Now breathe and think, how long will you allow yourself this? How long will you think that your worth depends on the choice of someone who didn't want you? Comment below. Have you ever been through this, or are you going through it now? Tell me, no shame. This is your space. Sometimes venting is the first step to freeing yourself. Have you noticed that he only shows up when he senses you're forgetting? He disappears for weeks, sometimes months. But as soon as you start to truly distance yourself, start to value yourself, he says, "Hi, you've disappeared," as if that were enough to erase all the contempt he's shown you. And you, deep down, know it's not enough, ... But you still respond, because you're still there, stuck in the hope that one day he'll change. But he will not change. He won't wake up one day and realize you're the woman of his life. Because if he were, he'd already be there. Truly, completely, no games, no indifference, no strategic disappearances. He doesn't come back because he misses you. He comes back because he realizes he's losing control. And you mistake that for love. But it's just ego. It's just convenience. You've become an option, a comfort zone, a safe haven for when all else fails. He knows he can ignore you, mistreat you, disappear, and whenever he wants, you'll still be there. That's why he doesn't make an effort. That's why he doesn't care. That's why he treats you with indifference and still thinks he has the right to be desired, because they're taught that he can. It hurts to hear this, doesn't it? But it's necessary. Because every time you settle for less than you deserve, you distance yourself from the one who could truly love you. You occupy your mind, your time, your soul with someone who doesn't do the bare minimum. And then when someone who truly wants to get to know you, treat you with respect and presence, comes along, you don't even notice. Because you're still busy trying to decipher the mixed signals of a guy who only seeks you out when he's bored. Let's be honest. He's not out of time. He just doesn't want to spend it with you. He's not going through a rough patch. He just doesn't want to include you in his life. And if he truly loved you, he would have done something. His silent sighs, the answer, the absent sight to choice, a Frieza is positioning. And you need to start listening more carefully to what he says. Does not say with words, but screams with attitudes. And look at the irony. You constantly wonder what you did wrong, as if it were your fault. But him, he's calm. He doesn't lose sleep. He doesn't cry. He doesn't seek you out. And you still have the nerve to call this love. This is emotional disrespect. It's silent abuse. And you're the one allowing it. Now I ask you, how long will you be content with being almost girlfriend, almost priority, almost enough? Because as long as you see yourself as almost, he'll continue to treat you like nothing. Comment below if this is hitting you like an arrow to the chest, or if you've been through this and overcome it. Your story could open another woman's eyes right now. Now, hold on to this. Have you ever stopped to think that all this insistence, this painful attachment, is only keeping you trapped in pain? That holding on to the one who left you isn't proof of love, but of fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of facing the naked truth that he doesn't want you. But you know what no one tells you? That freedom begins the moment you decide to let go of what hurts you. That the strength you think you lack is already within you, just waiting for the right time to awaken. You don't need to prove anything to him, much less beg for love. When you finally take a stand, when you stop waiting for messages that never arrive, when you stop trying to understand a silence that has no explanation, something magical happens. You find yourself. You realize that the love you deserve doesn't hurt. It doesn't confuse. It doesn't leave you in the background. The love that's worth it is the one that arrives without crisis, that stays without fear, that doesn't keep you up at night. And the best part, when you start loving yourself, the whole world changes. Because no one can underestimate a woman who knows her worth. And look, I'm not just talking about flirting. I'm talking about self-esteem, respect, and dignity. If you're tired of repeating the same mistakes, of suffering over the same guy, of feeling small because of someone who doesn't even remember your name in everyday life, it's time to wake up. To say enough is enough. To look at yourself in the mirror and say, I deserve more. And you know what happens when you do this? You start attracting better things. People who want to be with you because they've seen what an incredible woman you are. People who respect your time, your choices, your space. So, my friend, how about you stop insisting on what's already over and start insisting on yourself? If you enjoyed this straight talk, you know what to expect. Leave a like, share it with anyone who needs to hear this truth, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos that will help you wake up from this illusion once and for all. The journey may be difficult, but I'm here with you step by step. Now, tell me in the comments, when was the moment you realized that staying with the person who left you was the worst idea? I want to hear your story. You know that heavy feeling in your chest that seems like it will never go away? That anguish that makes you replay the same scene in your head, like a movie that won't end? Well, when you finally stop insisting on the person who left you, that feeling begins to dissipate. It seems magical, but it isn't. It's you freeing yourself. Because when you decide to truly love yourself, the world around you changes. You no longer depend on his gaze to validate your existence. You wake up in the morning with the certainty that your worth isn't based on anyone's approval list. Of all the person who chose to leave without looking back. And how ironic, it's only when you close this door that another opens. A door where respect, reciprocity, and peace have their place. Where you can be yourself without masks, without games, without useless waiting. Of course, it's not easy. Some days you feel homesick, lonely, and want to go back. But every time you hold on, every time you choose to respect yourself, every time you don't give in to the urge to call or text, you become stronger. Overcoming adversity isn't a destination, it's a journey. And every journey begins with a step. The step of saying no to what destroys you and yes to what strengthens you. You deserve a love that lifts you up, that makes you smile effortlessly, that doesn't make you doubt your worth. And it's out there, waiting for you, but only after you learn to be your own best companion. So, friend, if you're tired of being a ghost in someone's life, tired of being a second option, tired of crying in silence, start the change today. You're not alone. If you liked this video, please like it, share it with a friend who needs a boost, and subscribe to the channel. Here we speak the truth without mercy to help you wake up and free yourself. And now tell me, what's the biggest lesson you've learned after insisting on someone who didn't want you? I'd love to read your story in the comments, because only we know how much it costs to change and how much it's asterisk worth.